Do you have a special someone in your life but not much in your wallet?
Or if you're just looking for a few cheap outing ideas with your friends or your family, or even with yourself,
well then we've got you covered. We have got 5 tips for cheap date nights and activities that you can do.
So let's get right into it.
These are in no particular order, but the first tip that we want to tell you is taking some hot chocolate in a thermos or whatever and going and watching the sunset or stargazing.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to be hot chocolate, whatever is your favorite drink. For us, we prefer like a warm drink, but you know, some people might like an iced latte, an iced matcha for you fancy people, or coffee, tea, whatever it is, whatever is your favorite. Whatever is your favorite drink, you know, bring it out and go to either watch the sunset or look for some good stargazing spots. And just a quick tips for you guys is to check your weather app, because usually it will tell you when the sun sets, and then make sure you factor in the time it takes to get to that location so that you're able to actually watch the sun go down and not just arrive there and it's pretty much already set.
Bonus tip, if it is Christmas time, you can do this and go drive around your neighborhood or community or city and look at Christmas lights instead.
So my number 2 tip for you guys is follow your local Facebook groups and town pages. So, you know, wherever you live with, they usually have some sort of social media. So follow them because they usually have events posting, and a lot of the times these events are highly sponsored or highly subsidized, so you can get in with just, you know, a low cost or sometimes even free. So I'll tell you guys, you know, just an example, because I follow, you know, our local town pages and also like the surrounding towns, so areas that are close for us to access. And so we've gotten, honestly, like free kombucha tasting, like free reef making workshops, and also just the time spent with each other or with your friends or family. So that in itself is, you know, a treasure. Definitely, you know, follow those groups and keep an eye out.
And if you're more old school or you're just somebody who's not very comfortable with social media, that's totally fine. If that's you though, what I would recommend is look in your grocery store or look around your community, and you'll usually find a community newspaper that's most of the time free, and there'll be events listed in there that you can do that are coming up. So there's usually even an community events section in a lot of community papers.
Even like, honestly, your local coffee shops, a lot of the times they have posters kind of posted up there. So, you know, don't just rush right through, take a quick glance at them, and that might spark a few ideas for you. And I know a lot of you guys love free things, so it's also the thrill of like getting a good, like a free item. It just makes it that much better when it's free.
Exactly. If you liked paying for things, you'd be watching Netflix right now, not this free YouTube video. So for number 3, a landmark photo scavenger hunt in your area is something you can do. For an anniversary of ours, we did a photo scavenger hunt. So basically, I went out ahead of time and I either Googled interesting landmarks or I noticed certain landmarks that I saw in my area, and I saved a list on my phone of these kind of landmarks. Some of them were like different like statues or things like that. There's where we are, there's like these like dolphin statues or whales or whatever. And so some of those are just interesting sculptures or interesting place, or just maybe a natural feature like a mountain or something like that, or just like an old government building in your area or something like that. Anyways, I made a list, and then when we went around and we had to take a photo of ourselves or of that at that place or of that thing as sort of a photo scavenger hunt.
So I mean, this would be something that would be a little tough to do if you're just going by yourself, but basically he made a list, and then I was able to look at that list and just kind of guide him like, oh, we should drive to this area to see if this item is there. So it just gives you a chance to just explore your city.
If you are doing this with another person, bonus points if you know a kind of food that they like and you want to try and incorporate that in. So in our case, like part of it was to find a certain kind of snack. So we had to go then find that snack and eat it. Speaking of which, if you guys love food, you should definitely check out another video we did. We'll put a link up here somewhere of us trying Indian snacks for the first time. So when you're done watching this video, go watch that video, and if you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up, a subscribe, and drop us a comment of maybe some of your own ideas of free or inexpensive things that you can do as activities. So Hannah, why don't you bring us number 4?
So the fourth idea that you can do is to pack a picnic and then go to just one of your local parks with your friends or your family or your significant other. So a picnic is great because you guys can decide what you want to bring for it, and it's usually pretty inexpensive. So like honestly, just get yourself a big bag of like chips, candy, whatever you want, and just like make it a day out. Go for a picnic, and it's also the food. I mean, the food is great too, and cheap food even better. And then also just like getting to explore that park and so forth. It's just a really nice chill day. You could even bring some cards, a board game out, some trivia. Like,
drop us a comment if you want to hear about what some of our favorite board games and card games are. Now that we're talking about that.
But yeah, like the possibility is endless with that. You guys can make it whatever you want with it, however long you want, and so forth. So number 5 is honestly just going for a walk. If you guys are more like a nature walk kind of person, we can show you some pictures of some walks that we've done. For me, I prefer going out for walks in nature because it's pretty relaxing, and you can really choose the difficulty of the walk that you want to go. So if you're going with someone, just be cognizant of their scalability. I mean, not everyone would consider scaling a mountain as a fun thing, so kind of check with your crowd, or if you're going alone, just make sure that if you're going alone on a nature trail that you're safe and you're not going at nighttime or anything like that. But you know, you don't have to necessarily go out for a walk in nature if that's not your thing. You can also go out and walk in a mall or do some window shopping. And don't buy anything because this is a cheap idea, but yeah, just taking a walk around, and I enjoy it because it's like an opportunity to explore new locations. And to just kind of do things that you don't normally do in your normal life, and to see and experience things that you don't normally do. Okay guys, thanks for sticking around with us to the end of the video. If you think we've missed any ideas, pop them in the comments below. We would love to hear from you guys. And until then, see you next time.
Yeah, we're off to go do one of these cheap ideas and go for a walk. So
and get a snack. Okay.
Oh, we're getting a snack. Okay.
Bye.
What do you think of that idea, Hannah?
It's a bad idea.